Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? Hey, everybody excited? I need 2 volunteers to read. I saw a really fast hand. Okay, 1. And I need, oh, you're in the back right there with your hand up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I need 1 more reader that's going to read at the end. And there's a person named Jamie from Las Vegas in here. Where's Jamie from Las Vegas? Come on up. All right.
Hi, everybody. I'm not sure what to say. This is Jamie. She's got 19 days. Jamie, where are you from?
Las Vegas.
Wow, how'd you find us?
I found you guys on Instagram, and I was going through a really, really tough time, and just called the number and prayed for the best, and Jane answered the phone, and it was over from there.
Wow. This is what we do every day. Every day we find God in every kind of experience. We find good in everybody. We answer every phone call. It doesn't matter what you do, who you are, where you come from. I don't care. We don't really care. We love everybody. We want to help everybody with a better life. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, let's start it off with the Serenity Prayer. Who knows the Serenity Prayer? Who wants to come up and lead the Serenity Prayer? You do right there. I know you do. Come on up. What's your name?
Colleen.
Colleen, you're going to lead us in the Serenity Prayer.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
All right, it's about that time. Are you guys ready over here? He gave me a finger. That usually means like 1 minute. We got a special guest tonight. He goes by Multifaceted Monster. I mean,
Look at this crowd, first of all. You guys coming out here. We know there's a lot of things to do, especially on a Friday night. Thank you to our guests that I know you guys are really excited to hear lead this meeting tonight. So you're in for a special treat, and we really appreciate each and every single one of you showing up and supporting us, the Hopeaholics, and the mission behind what we do each and every day, because it obviously fuels us more than you can possibly know. So thank you very much.
yeah, I always like to remind everybody why the Hopeaholics exist. On 9/11 of 2022, I got a phone call from my beautiful daughter who's sitting right here, Aurora, at 7:30 a.m. When I answered the phone, she was screaming. That type of scream that you know somebody is gone. And all she said to me was, Justin is dead. Justin was the love of her life. The only guy she has ever loved besides her dad. And a big part of my family. And shortly after this, God put it on my heart to be the voice for the people who have lost their lives to fentanyl, to offer hope to people who are still out there suffering, to offer hope to the families that you can push through this and you can make a difference. It's going to take all of us to fight this fentanyl crisis. 300 people are dying every single day, guys. Every day. You know, and I've been around these rooms for a long, long time, and I have never seen the devastation that I see today. So I appreciate you guys all coming. I got my whole family here. It's freaking awesome. Just missing one. Because my son's at Baylor University taking finals today and tomorrow. And then he'll be coming back Wednesday. All right, you ready? All right, guys. Let's give it up for Michael, a.k.a. Multifaceted Monster.
How y'all feeling? Sober, clean out? Fucking like Shad said, y'all make some noise for yourselves being here tonight because you could be anywhere else. You know, strung out, doing some bullshit, drunk. Before I get started, there was somebody I went to rehab with. I went to rehab in San Gabriel Valley. But somebody just went back out and died like 48 hours later, going back out. So this shit is real. Like it doesn't hit home until, at least for me, until you fucking actually get to see another person and grow with them and see them go through some shit, then fucking just go back out. So stick to this shit. It's not that fucking hard. It's 12 steps. I don't give a fuck if it's AA, CA, NA, whatever keeps you away from the DA. That's all you need to fucking do. Alright, so this first song I'll go by Multifaceted Monster, and this first song is called Misery, and it's just basically based off that old saying of misery loves company. My vocalist couldn't be here, but she lended me her beautiful voice. I allow my life to flow right current. Saboteurs is at the border, then a deterrent. Fortune the efforts of purpose. Say you be at some purpose. Lady abandoned here and their own life. They're like in a purpose worthless. Might as well work in the service. At least those cons get paid for it. Immunity till they nonsense. Patients already paid for it. They won't be aggressive. But really it's just straightforward. I'm just living my best life. They upset. That's so strange for me. Clearly they're just paranoid. I can see right through them. They are snakes as hell. Yes. This is not usually how I'm to go in circles. Living on the care so you can label me what you want to. My attitude, oh well. Love's company and ordinary. So company and well see my love company and I've had springtime. But you will never leave misery. Love's company and ordinary. So company and well see my love company and I've had springtime. If we make some icy, I'll resort to modesty. I can't live in the area shaded grays of black and white thing. They fans are frightening, cause while you were designing a better quality of life, their intentions they be hiding. Their intuition guiding, things are less surprising. Meditation, prayer, and rest, help with unwinding. So both my eyes are closed, blind to the malice. Open sheets clothing, inflation, madness. Human, I'm so fragile, resilient and agile. Have a back connection with them, I download in a half hour. Committed to making the most of my days. And no longer perfect picture of my space. Love's company and ordinary. So confident and rare to see my love company and I wear the springtime. But we will never be misery. Love's company and ordinary. So confident and rare to see my love company and I wear the springtime. But we will never be. How you like that one? Over this past weekend, I went to go see. I went to Vegas for my first time. Lord knows I had to wait till I had at least a year of sobriety to go to Vegas. Right, amen. So my girlfriend took me. She took me. Had a surprise, an early Christmas present. She took me to fucking see Lindsey Sterling, who's one of the world's best fucking violinists. And I was just like playing the songs along the way and shit. I had no idea. And then got to do a meet and greet and shit, but just the performance and everything that they put in, the effort into it just showed me like, it inspired me. And man, you really want to fucking push forward and to continue to grow and enhance my stage performance. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to come out here with the Hopeaholics and actually fucking rock with y'all. Like, this is a massive crowd. Like, believe it or not, I get nervous as fuck every time before I step on the stage. Like, butterflies galore. So it's not like I love y'all too, man. I appreciate y'all. So this next song, let's go with You know, I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna finish off the push, but I fucking love you for that. This song is, it's not even done or recorded, but I'm gonna just say it. It's one of the fastest songs I rapped, so I just like to do it usually as a fucking warm-up. But it's a little dramatic, I like fucking theatrical beats. So hopefully I don't fuck it up. But even if I do, you'll probably won't know because you don't know the song. Check. I hear that beat drop, the temperature in my body rise. This multifaceted monster, the actual late goes boss. I can stand around me. I don't come out no nonsense. I work hard, play hard, go see. It's real with my trajectory, yo, no, baby, vasectomy. That is what you make it, take the time to down my recipe. How don't you mistake them with the love and the blessings? When you make myself the nature, then you're dead to me. Rest in peace, put a finger emoji. Expressing with the land. She said, you like all that niggas, make niggas, so they can stand me. Sorry, not sorry. I do not fit the mold. Standing on business, misery loves coming, reporting the mystical. You seem to have so much resistance to my growth. Committed, dedicated to creating a definite open intuitions. As a jump automatic, I gotta go. Finally learn to love myself. That bothers you too bad, go well. This is me setting boundaries, love that upsets you. So what? I finally learned to love myself. That bothers you too bad, go well. This is me setting boundaries, love that upsets you. So what? I hate feeling people that refuse to take accountability. Continue to do nonsense, but everyone through your misery. Truth seems hard, true and fake is sensitivity. And when I cause that bullshit, no, that's stupidity. Because this life it is what it is. You're providing. I'm a social worker, you're begging not to talking. Even in the rooms of recovery, there's city politics. And guess we're not cool, it just depends on who you rock with. Relationships, I'm fake, I'm not mad. I just acknowledge and I learn to do some self-control. Shout out to my psychologist. Pray without apologies, and if you ever hate it, no one gets me off. Something celebrated, devastating, what relaxes if you are 52, chained to a hospital bed without a great truth. I learned to let them let until I learned to let myself. And I don't take life for granted that upsets you all well. I finally learned to love myself. That bothers you too bad, oh well. This is me setting boundaries, love that upsets you. So what? I finally learned to love myself. That bothers you too bad, oh well. This is me setting boundaries, love that upsets you. So what? That's enough for now. Thank you all. Okay, got a couple minutes. Love you. If I would have brought this gallon of water, I'd be fucked for that song because my mouth was so dry after that. Let me see. Next song. This actually go God's violin. And as I get my life together, I appreciate the patience. Right. Oh, here we go. This is fucking one of my favorite tracks. This one is called God's Violin 2. And it was inspired by a lot of my favorite music. I like a lot of strings and shit in my music. And yeah, I'll let it speak for itself. And hard to work out perfect, but being in the storm was disturbing. It felt like nothing was working. It felt like in the surgery. Crossroad after crossroad, feeling like a lost soul. Patience is a virtue, but sometimes waiting just felt awful. Music is how I upload, till it will keep it lawful. I'm a sports weekend in the then Life is but a dream, I don't wanna wake up. People criticize, my response is so what? God's violin, there is no encore. I'm turning into a monster, but prepare more. We are broken, like every cell. This guy goes in all reflections, they see really dead. I'm God's violin, there is no encore. I'm turning into a monster, but prepare more. We are broken, like every cell. This guy goes in all reflections, they see really dead. Now so relevant, look what the devil said. I'm Jerry Lewis, balls of fire, and all 7 years. Man misconstrued, or misrepresented. But I really care about what y'all can so let me take a minute. Set the bar straight, don't be so on fall fake. Please don't hate me, it's all hate. My body is like God related, hard to discuss about religion. Now hard to plead in God though. Good things will take time, so I'm grateful for that long road. Have some lucky breaks and some blessings like the gospel. Your cell phone from the jump, now I'm up, don't call my phone. Life is but a dream, I don't wanna wake up. People criticize, my response is so what? Life is what you make it, the risk when you take it. Will you be yourself to impress? Will you fake it? Life is but a dream, I don't wanna wake up. People criticize, my response is so what? Reason encore, I'm turning into a monster, but prepare more. We are broken, like they say. It's got it goes in all reflections, they see really. I don't wanna wake up. Thank y'all. So this last song I got for y'all is Push. And I'm gonna have a couple of t-shirts of various sizes we're gonna toss out. With a push. Toss them now, you give it to whoever. Yeah. Alright, y'all gotta tell me what this song is all about recovery. This song is called Push. So I'm gonna need y'all to push, make me push with me. Push, baby, push. You know you gotta push, baby, push. Push, baby, push. You know you gotta push, baby, push. Push. It was like my shit. I had to make a shit, and I had to make this time. I put the tackles. But the time you started to do before they started. So it's a real thing, like a moment out of time. They say push, baby, push. Like a bright third shoulder. That's what we'll catch you, be better. Reason so. Promises, promises. I'm not trying to look at the kid, you don't have to let you brothership. Think you want music like I'm a great relationship. It ain't even all all day, go to the craziness. Couldn't even laugh it up, I'm pulling the hatred. I can't get it right. I'm supposed to get paid, so they say push, baby, push. Like a bird through a shoulder. Like God, catch you, be better when I say so. But these promises, promises. I'm so extravagant, so I'm looking to get on pay it off as a budget. Push, baby, push. You know you gotta push, baby, push. For recovery. Push, baby, push. You know you gotta push, baby, push. Push. Push, baby, push. Fucking appreciate y'all, man. Fucking A, I love y'all. Fucking. I fucking love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Never got that type of energy from the crowd. And a sober crowd of that. Because the music scene is not always easy to be in a sober crowd. So fucking love y'all, appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be here all night, I'm sticking around for the meeting. So fucking thank you again. Let's give it up for Multifaceted Monster! Who's ready for some recovery? We recover out loud out here.
We get really loud.
Yeah!
How many people out there are sober? How many people got less than 30 days sober today? 30 to 60 days. 60 to 90 days. 6 months. 9 months. Anybody got a year sober? You got a year sober? Hell yeah! Multiple years sober. There's a lot of recovery in this room tonight. Alright, we're gonna get this party started. We've got a couple readings that we do, that we created. So, Colin! He's on that on me because he knows I know his name. Alright, Colin, you're up.
My name's Colin, I'm an addict.
Colin!
Hello and welcome to our monthly in-person Recover Out Loud meeting. We're so glad you're here. Recover Out Loud is more than a meeting, it's a movement. A movement to show the world that recovery is not only possible, but that life in recovery can be beautiful, fulfilling, and full of purpose. While we are not a program, we stand united in the belief that recovery requires action. We encourage everyone to keep doing what works for you daily, whether it's attending meetings, seeking spiritual guidance, connecting with your support system, or any other practice that keeps you on the path to sobriety. Tonight is about connection, hope, and courage. By sharing our stories and showing up authentically, we break the stigma surrounding addiction and mental health. Together we remind the world and ourselves that help is available and hope is alive. Thank you for being here. Let's get started.
All right, somebody has our the steps.
There you go. Come on up here, girl. Come on up here.
May alcoholic. Although we are not affiliated with any specific 12-step group, many of us here have found our recovery through the principles of the 12 steps. These steps have guided countless individuals toward freedom from addiction and a new way of life. We share them tonight as a reminder of the 12 steps that have helped so many of us achieve and maintain our sobriety. The 12 steps. Step 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Step 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Step 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Step 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Step 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove from all these defects of character. Step 7, humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. Step 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Step 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Step 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited, Natalie?
Beyond.
Do you know what's next?
I do.
What's next?
Our boy Danny's going to speak.
Our boy Danny Lansdale? Has anybody seen Danny Lansdale? Because I ain't seen him in a while.
Has anybody seen Dannii Lansdale? There he is.
There he is. There he is.
Do you guys know Dannii Lansdale? Has anybody heard Dannii Lansdale speak? He is absolutely incredible. He's actually my mentor when it comes to public speaking. Dude crushes it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dannii Lansdale.
Yes, Dannii. Yes, Dannii. Take it away.
Hey, you guys, my name's Dannii, and I'm an alcoholic and an addict. And do we have any other alcoholics and addicts in here? That's so rad. Like, we're happy about that. It's so crazy. So I got a sobriety date of January 2nd, 2012. So I have almost 13 years. So freaking crazy, you know what I mean? Like crazy that I'm still sober after all this time. And Chad, thank you so much for asking me. It's always an honor and a privilege to be here and speak about the program. And, you know, I mean, this is just my story, and it's just so weird. Like something freaking happened to me. You know what I mean? Like something weird happened to me. Like what it was like. I mean, I spent freaking years shooting heroin, smoking speed, running amok, doing all this weird stuff. 15 years in prison. You know, I mean, I thought it was like fun. It was not fun. Sometimes it was. I'm not gonna lie. But and then I did all these rehabs over and over and over again. I kept going to meetings, I kept going to rehabs, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You know, there's this weird thing that I knew a long time ago, like I cannot keep smoking speed. You know what I mean? I cannot keep shooting heroin. You know what I mean? It just is not working. And I knew that. So I always thought the deal is like I need to get clean and sober. So whenever I'm like, I can't keep doing this stuff. So I would go try to get clean and sober, and this thing always sat inside of my head. You know what I mean? Because I never really worked the program, but I was staying clean, I was staying sober. But I don't know about you guys, but back then, the thought that I'm never gonna drink another beer during the Super Bowl ever again. The thought that I'm never gonna smoke a fat bowl of some good Kush or Alaskan Thunder fuck. Like, I'm never gonna do that again. I'm never gonna do a little heroin ever again. I'm never gonna smoke a fat bowl of speed with somebody special at the Quality Inn ever again. Like what? Like that made me sad. Like, what am I gonna do now? Like, what am I gonna do now? And and I just kept going on and on. You know, so what it was a shit show, is what it was like. You know, and it's just so weird, and something trippy is that I can never see nothing. I can never see nothing. You know what I mean? I would think that I go, okay, Dannii, you know what your problem is? Because I would think hard, like, oh, I got some problems. And then I'd be like, you know what your problem is? You need a car. I do. I need a car. You know what I mean? That's what my problem is. I can't keep having my mom pick me up or driving stolen cars. You know what I mean? I need my own car. So I'd get my own car. And I got this 1982 Buick Regal. That was my whip, you know. And then I got that car. And 6 months later, I didn't pay the registration. I was on a high-speed pursuit down the 91 freeway. The cops are chasing me. And then I crashed into a ditch, and I'm running along the freeway, running from my car. That's my solution. I would think, you know what? I think I got this thing in my head that tells me, you know what your real problem is, Dannii? You know what's really going on? You need an apartment. I need my own, I do. I need my own place. A place that I could call home. That I could, it's mine. And then I got a cool apartment down at Costa Mesa, and it was a 2-bedroom deal. And then 6 months later, I didn't pay the electricity. The electricity goes off. The cops kick in the door. They go running, and I'm running through my apartment. I jumped out the back window, and I'm running from my apartment. All my stuff. My solution. I can't go back there. It's a crime scene. No, I can't. The point is, I don't know what I need, but I think I need all this stuff out here in order to fulfill me, and I keep chasing after all that stuff, and it doesn't work out. I got this analogy of what really happened to me. It's like I lived my life in this dark cave, and I'm in this cave, and it's dark, cold, and lonely. And all I have is these 2 rocks in my cave. And I'm banging these rocks together, bang, bang, bang. And then every once in a while I get a little spark, I get a little fire, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. It's warm now. And the fire goes out. And then I'm banging these rocks together, trying to make another freaking fire. Bang, 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 bang. Get a little fire. Meanwhile, people that love me, that want to help me, are walking by the mouth of the cave, and they're looking in and they're going, Dannii, what are you doing in there? Get out of the cave. There's a light full of rainbows and butterflies and love and opportunity and joy and rivers and streams and kayaks. Get out of the cave. I'm working on something right now. I'm busy. Can't you see that? And then one time just getting sparks, getting fire, just not working. So I'm like, hey, you guys, how do I get out of this cave? Take these 12 steps out. And I'm like, okay, put down my rocks. And then I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. We had some good times. We had that big Ranger fire. Remember that? We were, yes. Hey guys, I'm going back. And I go back because that's the only warmth I've ever known. I've never known nothing else. So I go back to beating my rocks together in that cave. Nothing. When I get a little fire, it just still sucks. Hey, you guys, how do I get out of this cave? Take these 12 steps. Yeah, I tried them before. I tried that. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did this before. This is crap. 4. Yeah, I did this before. Dude, there ain't nothing out there. This is crap. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's starting to get warmer and brighter. And it's starting to, I'm not tripping on things that I always, something's starting to look different. 9, 10, 11, 12, outside the mouth of the cave, down into the valley, looking around at life. Oh my God, there's rainbows and butterflies and joy and opportunity, and there's so much to life. Why didn't you tell me about this before? I've been telling me my whole life. And now when I look back on that mountain, you know what I see? Thousands and thousands of caves, thousands of people trapped in the bondage of self, and I want to free them all of them. Because we don't have to suffer. We don't. There is a way out. You know what I mean? People are like, are you really like that? Like, are you like, how the hell can you be so happy? Like, I am happy 90% of my day. 10% a little squirrely, but 90% I'm happy. And they ask me, they go, how can you be so happy like that? Because I'm free. I'm free. I'm freaking free. I'm no longer sitting around torturing myself with negativity, fear, drama. What's wrong with my life? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with... I'm not doing that. I am grateful. How much time do I got? Okay. We got a couple minutes. So my last, right before 10 rehabs, thousands of meetings, all these detoxes, years in and out of prison, continually screwing myself. I was 42 years old, and I'm on this prison bus, and I'm going home. I just did 30 more months of my life in prison, and I'm on that bus. And I'm going home. My mom's house. You know, that's what tough guys do. So I called my mom and I go, hey Mom, I just got out of prison. I can't wait to see you. I'm really fit right now. And I got some jobs lined up and things are gonna be great. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see Kayleen, that's my daughter. And it's gonna be great. I'll be there in a couple hours. And my mom tells me, Dannii, I'm glad you called. I'm glad you're out of prison. I have cancer. I'm going to die. And you will never set foot in this house ever again. I have watched you your entire life. You're not going to change. You've made 1,000,000 promises and you've never kept one. Not that I don't love you, but something bad is going to happen to you. And I don't want you around the family when that day comes. Take care of yourself. 7 days later, I'm in a weird house with a weird guy, and we're shooting heroin, and I'm drinking whiskey, and I'm plotting crimes, and I'm just going crazy out of my mind. And I look over in the corner of the room, and when I'm getting ready to do this shot, and in the corner of the room was this black trash bag. And you know what was in that black trash bag? Everything I own, the sum result of my entire life's work, was in that trash bag. Something was horribly wrong. I thought I was smart. I thought I was intelligent. I thought I knew stuff. I thought I was well-read. And the sum result of my entire life was in that black trash bag. So I found out some friends of mine were at this program, and they wound up getting me in that program. And I heard this thing. I went to this panel, and I heard this thing. And this guy says, hey, the program is not putting the plug in the jug, and now you're going to be amazing. And I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Because I always put the plug in the jug, and I never felt amazing. He says the program's the 12 steps. And I thought, how many 12-step meetings have I been to? Thousands at that point. How many times have I read that big book? Hundreds of times. I could recite that freaking thing. You know what I mean? How many sponsors have I had? A lot of them. You know, how many freaking 12-step rehabs have I been to? How many 12-step panels have I listened to? A lot. But I never did the 12 steps. Fuck. The fuck was I doing? Just hanging out all mad. I don't want to be here. This sucks. I got shit to do. So I got this sponsor, and we went over step 1. I go, okay, I get it. Powerlessness. Okay, I get it. Step 1. You know, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? My power, I got a black trash bag. I get it. Step 2, came to believe in a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. That for me was an agreement. I agree that I need, if I want more than a black trash bag, I got to have another power because my power sucks. Got it. Step 3, made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand him. So he calls me up and he's like, okay, we're now on step 3. Did you copy it down 5 times? I'm like, yes. Did you memorize that prayer? And I'm like, yes. And he goes, okay, I'll be there in a minute. So he comes and he picks me up in his truck And we go to Burger King. He got me a burger, he got me a pack of smokes, and we're sitting in the freaking parking lot, and he goes, okay, now, Danny, say the third step prayer with me while we're in the cab of his truck. And he reaches over, and he grabs my hand like this. Interlocking personal fingers. And we say this third step prayer, God, I offer myself to thee. We say this third step prayer, we get through it, and he looks over at me and he goes, now I don't want you to go a day without saying that third step prayer on your knees every day. Right then I balked. Hey, you know, I just need to be honest with you, bro. Like, here's the thing, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in God. You know what I mean? And I'm probably not going to hit my knees because I don't believe in some magic man upstairs. You know what I mean? So let's do the reading, let's do the writing, let's get through it that way. And he goes, you know, Danny, you to say that there is no God, that's your ideas. You not wanting to hit your knees, that's your ideas. And he says, plus, when you asked me to sponsor you, I asked you, are you willing to go to any length to find victory over this thing? You said yes. And he said, were you lying to me? And right then I heard my mom's voice say, you've made 1,000,000 promises and you've never kept one. I was bright enough to know that if I can't keep my word to one person in this life, I will always be a failure. And then he also said this, so just maybe, the solution is being presented to you right now, Danny, but you can't see it because you're so full of your own ideas that don't work. Okay, I'll do my knees every day. You know what prayer is like? Prayer is like if I got this giant bowl of M&Ms and I take one M&M out of this 10,000 M&Ms, do you notice a difference? No. If I take one more bowl out of that thing, do you notice a difference? No. That's why we stop praying, because we don't notice a difference. But day after day up on my knees praying to this God that I did not believe in, one more M&M was coming out of that bowl. And then my 4th step, and my 5th step, and my 6th step, and continue praying, my 7th step, 8, handfuls of M&Ms were coming out of that bowl. And I started feeling lighter and braver, and I'm not tripping on shit that I always tripped on. You know who I am today? The man I've always wanted to be. This guy. I don't feel superior to anybody, and I don't feel inferior to anybody. I'm exactly who I've always wanted to be. I'm not perfect. I got fears, problems, insecurities, challenges, and all kinds of shit in my life. But I accept it all. Bring it. Bring it. All of it. I accept. Two things I'll end with. That bowl of M&Ms, you know what that was? Fear, anger, doubt, shame, guilt, remorse, regret, anger, gluttony, lust, sloth, envy, greed, and pride that I packed into my soul over a lifetime, and I didn't know how to release it. You know who my God is today? The baddest motherfucker ever. Because he can turn a complete piece of shit into something pretty decent. A father, a son. My mom today is cancer free, and I'm welcome at her house at any time. She trusts me, she believes in me, she counts on me, she confides in me. She's my best friend, my mother. It's the best it's ever been. The relationship with my daughter, I take my daughter out to lunch, I take my mom out to dinner. I'm active. And this is transformation. And I get it. Last thing. I get it. No one that has recovered, no one that experiences transformation has ever walked in and looked at those 12 steps and read them and said, oh my God, those are the most badass things I've ever read. I can't wait to get started. No one said no one. But we all had this tiny thing called hope. You know what it sounds like? I hope this shit works. That is the mustard seed to get through this stuff. Get a sponsor, work your steps, help somebody, and I promise you victory. That's all I got. I love you, brother.
Can we give it up for Dannii Lansdale? He's freaking amazing. We need somebody to move their car. Somebody has a gray Mazda, license plate number 8VEF205. It's parked right over here. It's blocking one of the car dealers, and they're trying to leave. A gray Mazda. Is that you, Aurora? Where are you going? Okay. That's my daughter. Do you think that the person left to go move their car?
I think there was 4 cars
Oh,
kind
okay.
of over there.
Awesome.
Found it?
We found it.
Okay.
Cindy, we found it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very, very special surprise tonight. 24 years ago, tomorrow, my life changed forever. I was sitting in LA, in La Puente to be exact, at a bar with some Chicano gang members. And I smoked some weed with them. And I got paranoid like I always do. And just like Dannii Lansdale, because I'm a tough guy too, I got scared and called my mommy.
That's right. Shout out to Peggy.
When I called my mom, she was crying. I asked her, "Why are you crying?" She said, "You just had a little baby girl." That was 24 years ago tomorrow. My recovery in my life hasn't been perfect. I've had struggles along the way. But everything in my life exists because of this day. I had a moment of clarity, and I knew that I didn't want to live the way I was living anymore. I knew that God had left me here to be a father to this little girl. And I've been a father and a mother to her because her mom is a heroin addict and has never really been in her life. Never has. She just met her actually when she turned 22. But I also knew that he left me here to help other people that suffer with the same thing that I suffer from. You know, and a lot of us, we think, hey, I suffer from the disease of addiction, which yes, it is a disease, but what we suffer from is this thing in between our ears. You know, it lies to us, it tells us we're pieces of shit, it tells us we're no good. But anyways, on this day, today, we're going to celebrate her birthday tonight. So come on up on stage with us, and we are all going to sing happy birthday to her. We got a little cake, we got some cake. We got a couple cakes. We got some balloons.
Let's go! Let's go! Amazing. We're all gonna sing happy birthday, so shall we? Ready, guys? So we gotta make a wish and blow out those candles.
All right, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aurora. Happy birthday to you. Yeah! She actually makes wishes. It's like the weirdest thing. Like people always say make a wish to me, and I just blow out the candles. I don't actually. Do you guys make a wish? Raise your hand if you make a wish. Damn, hardly any people make wishes. You guys just blow out the candles like I do? That's awesome. All right, happy birthday.
I love you too.
Where's Shane Earn? So what the fuck?
Hiding.
What the dump truck? Hello? You just hit the button and it should turn on. I'm doing great. Are you guys ready for the main event?
You always have the main event.
Oh man, I just lost some brownie points right now. The main event just happened. Are you guys ready for the encore?
You guys already know, obviously, who we're bringing up as our guests. I don't think they even need an introduction, but we're really excited because we had them on the podcast today. So stay tuned for that episode because, if you know this guy, he dropped some bangers.
Some bangers.
Yes. So without further ado, shall we get
Well,
into it?
I mean,
we have to obviously, we're gonna do the intro. We have.
What?
Go ahead.
I mean-
Lay the table.
I think he's from Jackass. Jackass?
That little show.
Maybe Viva the band? I mean, how cool is
I
this?
think he skates a little bit.
He might be a professional
I
skateboarder.
think so.
Yeah. And you know what? Man, he's been through some shit. And today, he's sober. Margera and Dannii. Come on up.
What up, y'all? Glad to be back in California, and you know what? I don't know if Daniel's here, but if he would have gave that speech to me the first time I went to treatment, it probably would have worked.
Wow, see that? It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, because he explained everything perfectly in my layman's terms.
Because we're not big right at all.
Dan, we got a job for you, Lansdale. Let's kick this thing off. I wanna know, Bam, how did your life get started? How did you
I'm trying to bring you all the way back.
I'm taking you all the way back.
If we want to go all the way back, I grew up outside of Philadelphia, called Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I was living across the street from a sewer factory, so I was already unpopular in school. And once I found a skateboard at the age of 6, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. So I did that every day, and finally, got sponsored by the local skate shop. From there, I got sponsored by a company called Toy Machine. Then I was the first skater to ever ride for Nike, and then from there I made my own video called CKY, which sold over 1 million copies just through word of mouth, and I was basically a millionaire by the age of 18. Tony Hawk bought me a red Ferrari, and I quit school the first day of 10th grade because I dared my buddy Chris Rabb to take a shit on somebody's locker I didn't like. He did, he got expelled, and I felt the need at liberty to quit because I dared him to do it. So, which kind of worked out because I flew right to California to get on the cover of skateboard magazines and everything. And it was kind of funny because the guidance counselor was like giving me this sit-down speech. You're quitting school to become a professional skateboarder. You think that's going to work? I'm like, I know it's going to work. He's like, how do you know that? I'm like, because I don't have a plan B. I'm going to get what I want until I get it, or else. And sure enough, I came back 4 months later with a red Ferrari into school because he directs traffic at the end of the day. So, I knew that he did that. So he's like, you go, stop. And it's me with a red Ferrari. I'm like, yeah, so from there, they used my footage from the CKY videos to create a pilot called Jackass, and I said, okay, they're gonna pitch it to MTV, and then they didn't know what was gonna happen, if they're gonna buy it or not, but they did, and like a light switch, it became a really big overnight success.
Did you envision it becoming as big as it did at that time? Or were you just doing it out of pure just like fun and you wanted to just be a professional skateboarder?
Well, kind of all the above, you know, I was doing it I wanted professional skate tricks mixed with funny skits and gnarly stunts because I had these really funny crew in high school, Chris Radd, Ryan Dunn, Brandon DiCamello, Ray Gunn, and you know, they didn't know how to skate, but they knew how to be funny and get gnarly, so I'm like, I'm gonna mix these funny things in with professional skateboarding, and once I was playing it at my house, and you know, my uncle, Don Vito, who works at an auto body shop, comes in with him and all of his friends, and they start sitting down, watching it, laughing their ass off. I'm like, that's the moment I realized, whoa, this has a bigger audience than just skateboarders, obviously, because these dudes don't know anything about skateboarders. They're actually auto mechanics, and they're laughing their ass off. Wow, this is good.
So that kind of sparked Jackass because that was basically the pilot for it, and then you guys, how old were you when you actually sold the show?
I think I was about 19, and I didn't even have to film for the whole first season because they already just used clips from what I already filmed. So when Jackass, the second season started, that's when we actually flew all in together and started filming together.
Seriously, that is the original kind of YouTube.
That's all before YouTube exists and social media. It's crazy. You guys filmed it and put it on videotapes? I mean, DVDs?
It was VHS. VHS.
What's that fucking thing? Who doesn't know what a VHS is?
But what's strange is, you know, I didn't drink or do any drugs whatsoever until I was about 23 years old, you know, because I was really focused on being a professional skateboarder, and I didn't want to interrupt the flow of that by going to parties and drinking. So I never did, and then once, you know, around 23, I had my first drink, and then it just kind of slowly became a major problem. And, you know, to be on Jackass, it wasn't against the rules to show up on set drunk, because if you're gonna have the courage to get up on that roof and get in a wheelbarrow and get pushed into a fucking pricker bush 2 stories above, doing a shot at Crown Royal gives you the liquid courage to make that happen. So, you know, when I went to my first treatment center, I went against my will because I got teamed up by my friends and family who made me go, and I was already bitter about the whole situation. And I'm listening to the lady give a speech. She's like, first of all, we all know there's nothing good that can come from alcohol. I'm like, I prayed on my head, yeah, you in the back. I'm like, tell that to the 2 Lamborghinis in the driveway and the threesome I had last night. And then I had to explain myself. I'm like, I get it. Most people here have a 9-to-5 job, and they're probably going to lose their job or wives due to alcohol, whatever. Well, I get paid to do dumb-ass shit, and a lot of money to do that. So don't tell me there's nothing good to come from it. You know, the movie, we were basically drunk the whole time, and it made $150 million out of a $5 million budget.
Yeah, that's a tough sell.
So we're gonna guess you did not get sober that time.
No, and you know,
How old were you at that time? You said
I think I was 25.
So look at how quick that is, though. You started drinking at 23, and already 25, your friends and family were like, "Oh, you got a problem. You got to go to rehab." Not normal.
Yeah.
Like normal behavior, just like looking back.
Yeah, I think it was due a lot to, like, you know, I had a crew of 40 people show up every day for Viva La Bam. From 9 in the morning, we'd film till 9 at night, and once they started, you know, trying to wake me up, and I don't feel like it because I'm too hungover. And then, you know, I cracked open, I was like, fine, I'll film today, whatever. And I crack open a beer and I guzzle it. And that's when Troy Miller, the producer of MTV, like, recommended that I had a problem and maybe I should. I was like, shut up, no, I don't, whatever. But yeah, man, at first it was a celebrate, you know, like, to drink would be to win a contest and go celebrate. Well, that just turned into, like, drinking to forget, drinking to cure the hair of the dog situation, and you know, it became really fucking bad, and I always would be sober for a little while, and then I would be at something like a Rooster Chris Steakhouse, and I'd be like, you know, red wine really goes good with steak, and you know, I can handle one, I've seen me do it. Now, you know what happens. You might have one at the time, but tomorrow it's gonna be two, and then sure enough, it's gonna be 2 bottles. I'm gonna be on the prowl looking for booger sugar. And strippers.
Booger sugar.
Don't forget the strippers that he's looking for.
Oh yeah, there's always booger sugar and strippers.
But you know, I realized with me, boredom was the only trigger that I would have. When I had nothing to do or no plans, like I said, I had never had a 9-to-5 job in my life, and I never had a boss tell me what to do. So I never had structure, and when I was bored, I would look across the street, see an Irish pub, and I'd be like, that looks like fun, and I would go there and crack jokes all day, and you know, now Dannii here has taught me structure, and it's a fun, structured schedule. We wake up, we walk the dogs, she stretches me for an hour, I look for a skate spot, I can't leave the spot until I get a trick, and so on and so forth. Fun, structured schedule. As soon as I have time to kill, and I see an Irish pub across the street, I know that if you and I had an appointment to meet at the gym, all bets are off once I'm there. It ain't happening anymore. You know, all activities are thrown out the window. So, you know, to know that I now have structure, which I didn't. How did I not think of that before? You know.
Because you're a multi-millionaire and you're killing it.
Yeah.
But
And that's the problem. I was getting paid 10 to 20 grand to go to a nightclub, and my only obligation was to fucking party with everybody. What do you want me to do for 20 grand? Just fucking drink with everybody and take photos and shit. I don't know. All right. And I would have friends be like, dude, I would kill to have your job. I'm like, the job is gonna kill me. I'm on day number 10, and I woke up in my own fucking puke and piss, and the tour manager gave me a plate of cocaine and said, we have money to be made. And I punched him in the fucking face. I said, I'm done. And that's when I was done. It was in Calgary, Canada, and I couldn't do one more night of getting paid 20 grand to fucking party.
how old were you when you kind of came to the conclusion yourself that you had a serious problem? And it wasn't just because to party or to celebrate, your life was starting to become...
I think when Ryan Dunn crashed in his car, just because he was my complete definition of like wingman. Whenever we would host something on MTV, he would always be right next to me, and when you could see that I was trailing off or had nothing to say, he would take over. We worked perfectly together. So for me to do that without him was a real drag, and you know, I never had anybody in my life die that was any of importance, you know, like my mom would be like, did you hear Aunt Audrey died from Pittsburgh? I'm like, who's that? We had Thanksgiving dinner with her 10 years ago. I'm like, what? I don't know, all right, whatever. So it never really mattered. And as soon as, you know, that happened, it really affected me, you know, so I started to drink to forget, and from there, you know, in Westchester, it's a real college party town where I live. So whenever I'd be sitting outside at a bar, this biker would come up and shake my hand, and there would always be a little rock of cocaine in there. And one day I called him back. I was like, yo, that shit stuck my nose. He's like, oh yeah, because it was speed. So from there, I got really hooked on that. And, you know, as soon as you could be dead tired for 4 days, just like nodding off, and then you just keep on going. If there's some there, then you can't go to bed unless you know it's all gone. And then it was just a big fucking problem. And I knew it, and I was really scared because I knew that there was no way I'm gonna figure out how to stop doing this shit. Like, I know it's just a matter of time. I'll probably go a week or 2 or a month or maybe even 3 months, but there's gonna be one day where the biker's gonna shake my hand again, and I'm gonna say, I'm not going to give it back. So, is what it took was 5 seizures at 20 minutes apiece, and I never had a seizure in my life, and my shaman was so scared that he took me to the Escondido hospital, and on my 5th seizure, I couldn't breathe out on my own. I woke up 8 days later with a tube down my throat on life support with COVID and pneumonia, and like the nurse was crying because she didn't think I would wake up or even make it. So That's what it took to have me say, all right, it happened, I'm fucking done.
You were not done at the Sunset Marquee the day I met you, so.
That was actually a question, Dannii. How did you guys meet?
Well, my new bestie over here, hi guys, by the way. My new bestie saw the photo of him recently that he doesn't mind sharing, but I just happened to go to a pool party and down with.
I look like Jack Nicholson from The Shining, and my hair is bald, and my eyes are bulging out because I've been up for 4 days, and all the medication and alcohol has made my hair completely bald. It grew back to with vitamin C given me, but man, I look like shit.
We can show y'all later. It's nothing I would post.
Sam looked like Jack, literally, like that.
It was crazy. But I don't know, I think there's a higher power, as we know out there, that day I wasn't going to go to this pool party who'd never listened to us before, and some angel made me go to this pool party with a bunch of bad people. A little bit of history about me: people have asked if I'm an addict. No, I come from a very addictive family. I fought with alcohol and kissed that goodbye in 2021 when I won a bikini contest, top 5 international at 41, and it was like, yeah, okay, I do this shit. And then started, growing up and making excuses why I was growing up, food poisoning, all that fun shit. I did that. But broke up with it, and when we met at the party, I didn't realize he was in a good place, or wasn't in a good place that day. It was the next day. So we met at the pool party. I went home to Koreatown because I had 2 dogs, a job, a car payment, some things that some girls in LA don't have. No offense to those girls, love them. But I had shit to do. And I was like, if you want to hang out, you can't hang out like this. Like, I can't do this. So.
Well, first of all, I was checking into the Sunset Marquee to check out. I was over my head with fucking lawsuits, frustration, and bullshit, and I was just fucking over it. And I found myself under a bridge with homeless people buying a big rock of meth, and I was basically checking in to check out. I didn't want to wake up anymore. And I said, God, if I wake up tomorrow, fuck you, but if I do, you better deliver me a red hot fuck piece with a tan pit bull and 8 cups. So I wake up the next day, I'm like, shit, I'm alive. I go out to the pool, I order a Bloody Mary, and I overhear this girl talking. She's like, listen, I'm 43, I'm Sicilian and Irish, I was born in Jersey. I'm like, I'm Sicilian Irish, I'm 43. I was born over the bridge in Philly. Who are you? And I see, I'm like, holy shit. So then we talk, we hit it off, and she said she's a stretch coach, and I'm like, that's exactly what I need, because the doctor told me in 2013 my legs were like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse, and good luck trying to skateboard. Reach down and touch your toes, and I did. My hamstring fucking popped, and I was out for a year. So from then on, that just made me want to drink even more. But talking to her, she's like, do not listen to that idiot. I'll stretch you an hour a day, and you'll know.
If you get your shit together, because he was not together. So the next day, I had that moment, girls, boys, whatever you date, don't care, I love you all. You have that feeling, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to call. It was like 4 o'clock, and I told myself to take a shower, because something said, he's probably going to call. And I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, so I had an 843 number come up, which is the area code, and he's like, ah! I'm like, okay, not mom, hi, everything's okay there. I'm like, why are you calling from Charleston? He's like, no, I'm in LA, blah, blah, blah. So then he asked if I wanted to go for pizza at the Rainbow Room, and I've had days there, didn't know they had pizza. So met him at the Rainbow Room. He was having a little bit of a rough day. So I decided to Inspector Gadget his ass and went back to the crack house he was at and stole him from there. And we've been together ever since. And I took all the credit cards. I was like, I think we're dating. So he's
The thing is, I've never prayed before, like it just wasn't my thing, but the only time I ever prayed was at the Sunset Marquee, and I said, I want to not wake up, and if I do, and I was serious, I was like, you have to deliver, like, Earth Angel to fucking save me. She has to be, she has to be perfect eye candy, 8-cup tits, because I'm sick of buying my ex-girlfriend.
I turned it off because they were on stage at one point.
No, they're like rocks, I don't even want to play with them. I want to chop them off, I want to
No, it's already recording.
And then I lost my dog Penny, which was a tan pit bull, and I really miss her, so I said, and a tan pit bull. So when we were talking, and she goes, I really like you,
I have to go walk my dogs. Do you want to come with me? I go, dog, what kind of dog? She's like, I have a tan pit bull named Emma. And I just looked at the sun. I was like, thank you.
And my girlfriend and I are on stage together sometime.
But I have a question in regard of, Bam, obviously a lot of people here tonight, and including myself and the boys, we've watched you for a really long time, and you also have gone through a lot in the public eye with the scrutiny from sobriety to family to just kind of airing a lot of dirty laundry that a lot of us would really die if it ever aired, let alone for the whole public to have whatever opinion that they may have. How is it dealing with that and trying to maintain your sobriety as well? Because, that's definitely a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think, it was as simple as, like, sometimes you just have to shut off your fucking phone, go in the middle of nowhere for 2 weeks, and just look back and have a big look. And it was pretty much as simple as any problem that I didn't like anymore, just hit delete on your phone. And like, with the whole Jackass thing, I'm dealing with a custody battle. My brother's dumb girlfriend sued me because I let them live at Castle Bam, and we got into an argument, and I said I would put a bear trap on your foot, and I got a terroristic death threat charge. I'm like, death threat? I put my hand in a bear trap at Jackass 2, and it didn't even break. Cool your jets. And I just showed up from Los Angeles after not seeing you for 4 years, and I certainly don't have a bear trap in my backpack, and you've been living in my house for free for 4 years, and I'm sure that you've looked around and noticed that there's no bear trap. But I had to hire Donald Trump's lawyer, Micah Vanderveen, to get me the fucking... So I'm just in over my head with this, with Jackass. They made Knoxville and Tremaine basically made me sign a fucking death waiver that made me take 18 different medications. Zyprexa, Depakote, Trazodone, Seroquel, lithium, the list goes on and on and on. And it was to the point where, like, I was such a zombie, I couldn't even fucking cry or come. Like,
But how are you getting through it? Because I want to know too. Answer the question.
how I got through it was I stopped taking the medication and I broke my contract. And they called me up and they said, you stopped taking your medication? Well, looks like you're not getting $5 million. I'm like, yeah, what's the point of getting $5 million if I'm fucking dead? So I had to sue them, and it was 2 years of me pulling my hair out waiting for the court date. And finally, when it happened, I was happy with the outcome. I had to sign a piece of paper saying that I can't say that I won.
So are you saying you were happy with the outcome?
Yeah, so how am I, I'm happy with the outcome. So how am I getting through it? If it wasn't for Dannii here, I don't even know where I would be, because like I said, when I realized I officially hit rock bottom, when I'm under a bridge in Los Angeles, in a tent with bums, buying a big crystal meth rock, and taking a 21-year-old black homeless girl to go shopping at Ross's so she could get clothes and shower in my hotel room. I went to go run a quick errand, and when I came back, she was gone. But if she wasn't gone, who knows? Probably would have had my way with her, wound up with HIV, I don't know, but thank God, that's when I checked into the Sunset Marquee to check out and then met her. So, there is a God.
There is a God.
You have a year of sobriety right now?
Well, yeah, ever since we met, I stopped. I haven't been on any medication or any alcohol. Skateboarding is my medication, and the only time we were ever separated was when she had to save a dog in she rescues animals, so she had to save a dog in White Plains, New York. We're in Detroit. I have to drive alone for the first time to West Virginia to do a podcast, and she's like, can you handle this alone? I'm like, yeah, I've gone a year, I don't see why not. Of course, on day number 3, I get frustrated, and I look across the street and see a fucking beer mill, and I buy a Twisted Tea, and call her, relapse, got a DUI, wound up in 8 days of solitary confinement, followed by treatment again, and, I can say this, if anybody has a problem with alcohol, heroin, or meth, or whatever your bad habit may be, stick somebody in a fucking solitary confinement for 8 days, only left with you, yourself, and I, and your thoughts,
and then maybe a pen and a paper. You will go so bonkers in there that when you get out, if somebody's like, hey, if you touch that again, just to let you know, you're gonna do 8 days again, and then you'll double think it, or triple think it, or quadruple think it, and say, I am never fucking going there again, and I'm never gonna do that. So, maybe the cure is stick somebody in the hole.
It was his first time actually in jail. Like one thing about me, I don't even really know him. I'm still learning who Bam is. So one thing at the pool party is I only knew of him from a few scenes of Jackass. So I'm getting to learn him, but you know, he'd never been to jail. His mom told me, you know, he's only been arrested in the holding tank and all that. When you go, I've been, that's why I quit drinking. So, you know, 8 days, I went 3 and I felt really bad for him on day 4. I was like, oh no. But he spent 8 days, so I really think your boy learned this time. So, yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, it really, that's what worked for me. Like, it was just such a, I mean, just think of sitting in a room for even a day with nothing in there to do except be stuck with yourself. You know, you really learn a lot about yourself if you are just stuck in a room for 8 days without going mental. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad about the experience, but I will never fucking do that again. And and I get a lot of random questions when I do Q&As, and somebody actually said, out of all the injuries in Jackass and professional skateboarding, what was the worst pain? And I was like, well, I mean, I have 16 staples in my head, 8 broken ribs, 4 broken ribs, 15 broken wrists, 3 broken feet, clavicle, tailbone, the list goes on, but the worst fucking pain I've ever had was 17 hours of shivering to death in a drunk tank. Just picture shivering for 10 minutes in a blizzard out there. That sucks. 17 hours of, like, it's like you're flexing to keep warm, and they can't give you a blanket because you may hang yourself. Come on, man. If you're successful at hanging yourself with a Amish quilt, then you deserve it.
But you know what I think is like beautiful about your story though, Bam, is because you had such success at such an early age, which is difficult to even grasp for a lot of people to have that much fame and also financial gain so young. But you have clearly the disease, and that's what we have, right? And the thing is like a lot of things that you've gone through that could have taken you out, you continue to try again. And that's why we recover out loud. Like there's no shame in falling down or relapsing or whatever you go through, as long as you make it back. Like we're the lucky ones that we're sitting in this room tonight, being honored with these books. Talking about all the shit, regardless of what people think, because they don't know, because it's your life that you had to walk through, but you're here today talking about it, because you got the fuck back up.
Hell yeah! Well, I mean, it's actually like, with her stretching me, being a stretch coach, an hour a day, it got my legs back to, you know, skateboard again, which has been my passion. And to be 250 pounds about 3 years ago on 18 different pills that I'm forced to take under a contract that all led to stiff muscles, erectile dysfunction, weight gain, hair loss, or suicidal tendencies, which I fucking had. And, you know, I actually, a 3-foot mini ramp is something I could teach a 3-year-old how to do in a matter of less than an hour. And I could do it switch dance with my eyes closed. And I actually went to a mini ramp from the treatment center at 250 pounds on all these pills. I was so off balance that I dropped in and slammed so hard, I hyperextended my elbow, it doesn't go straight anymore, and I broke my wrist for the 15th time. So like, I had no hope on ever thinking that I could be able to skate again, even if it's doing simple, easy tricks, you know, and the fact that I popped my hamstring by just trying to touch my toes, you know, I felt I was doomed. And
now you're skating, and now you're stretching, and now you're skating.
We got about 5 minutes, and Shane's got a microphone.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Where's Shane?
Right here, I'm right
All
here.
right, we want to open it up for questions. Anybody in the audience got any questions for Bam or Dannii?
Let's go.
Everybody.
Where is Shane?
Everybody.
Let's go, I'm right
Oh,
here.
there he is.
Like, how can I miss you? You're like, yeah.
I am right
Does
here.
anybody
Without
have a
question. Someone who's
question
shy,
for-
don't be shy. No, there we go, there we go. I'm kicking down the aisle. Watch your feet, watch your feet.
Hey, Bam, I was wondering how much they were paying for your sobriety coaches, the bodyguards.
Oh, the sobriety coaches for Jackass, you mean?
Yeah, when they were following you around, the one tall guy.
Yeah, it
It
was
like he just wanted to kill you every second of the day.
right. Yeah, it was $9,000 a month to have him around me nonstop.
How many quit? How many quit?
What's that?
How many quit?
Oh, how many? No, it's just one guy.
Just one?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Good to see you. Rich. 2 years, a little over 2 years.
Nice, really? We got somebody over here in the front row, James. Colin. His name is Colin.
Alabama?
Roll Tide.
Have you ever been to, what's it called? Have you ever been to the meeting that Steve-O's home group with him in the Canyon Club?
Yeah, I've done that with him probably a baker's dozen of times. Yeah. And then you can go Zoom too on it if you're not there in person. Yeah, it's nice. But actually, Ryan Sheckler, the professional skateboarder, has these meetings on Monday nights at the skate park, and it's really rad. I always try to make it there when I'm in town.
Where's that at?
That's at a skate park, really close to here, actually.
I feel like he's from San Clemente.
Yeah, San Clemente.
It is San Clemente, yeah.
I got 4 months and 18 days sober.
Nice.
James J. What was your biggest regret, man?
My biggest regret actually is when I was filming 65 episodes of Viva La Bam. We had $300,000 a week for 65 weeks to spend on blowing shit up, flying people in, flying people out, and I was just so burnt out that I signed up. We did 5 seasons, which is 8 episodes times 5. So then I started to do Bam's Unholy Union, and they wanted a second season because the ratings were real good, and we had a sit-down meeting in front of everybody, and MTV was pretty much like, so what do you say on the next season? You get her pregnant, and then you have this kid, and you're wondering what the fuck to do, and I'm like, wait, this is like a real kid you're talking about, right? And they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, and it pissed me off so bad that I wish I would have worded this different, but I said, I'm not gonna have a fucking kid just to please your ratings, fuck right off. When I could have just been a bit more nicer about it, but it pretty much ruined my relationship with MTV by just telling them fuck off when I could have said, yeah, we're not gonna have a kid because of the show. I could have worded it a lot nicer, but I was just really mad, and the little things like that I regret that.
Great question. Go one more. What's your name?
So what do you do today to stay sober? What are your daily routines when you wake up and you go to sleep to stay sober every day?
Well, it's pretty simple. Danny gave me the ultimate ultimatum, her poussoir or the vodka. And I'm like, shit, I really like vodka, but I'm gonna go with the first option. So she goes, fine. Then you have to follow my rules, what's our structured schedule of a day consist of?
I don't want to ever answer for Bam, but I feel like Bam and Dannii have a lot in common with the 800 meetings and thousands of meetings. So I don't tell him what to do. I learned when I tried that in the beginning, it went the opposite way. So I personally just try to be really supportive, and I keep him really fucking busy. So there's no room for anything. But he's a grown man, so he's going to do what he wants to do. He's off probation. Everybody knows. He's doing really well. Proud of him. But I think that when you enjoy each other too, I think it makes it easy.
Yeah, and another important thing that I do is you gotta set some kind of goal, so my goal is I can't leave the skate park or a skate spot unless I get a rad photo, whether I land it or not. I'd love to land it, get the footage, but just the fact that I went out and tried my ass off, that's a goal that I set. And my other friend is a really good photographer, and he does the same kind of goal. He can't officially go to bed until he feels that he went out and got a rad photo, whether it's of landscape or a hot girl, whatever it is that he does. But you set a goal, and you know, like, I would not be able to get a skate photo if I even pick up a drink or do drugs. You can do Jackass stunts because it's a one-take Jake to get in a wheelbarrow and get pushed into a pricker bush. You just have to have the courage to do it. But skate tricks to balance on a fucking handrail, you can't do that on alcohol. So I know that if I set that goal and I have to get that done, and
Great question. Who's next? Who do we got? Anyone? Right back here. I'm rolling down.
We got time for one more, Jane.
Beautiful. There we go.
Hi, I'm Serenity. How are you and family. If you can do one thing over, what would it be?
you know, probably when I had such a recognizable face, I guess it's like kind of around the time when I did a right guard commercial for $1 million. It was one day at work. I'm all over the TV. Jackass is constantly playing. Viva Alabama's. I'm the main guy in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. To the point where I had such a recognizable face that, you know, I couldn't go to a gas station without getting recognized. And everybody would usually tell me the same thing. Yo, Bam, you're the man, dude. You're the fucking raddest, you know. So I'm constantly hearing everywhere that I go how rad I am, that I felt like I didn't have to do anything of importance anymore, whether it's a gnarly skate trick or, you know, just going out and being productive, because, you know, so that hearing that I'm the man all the time just made me kind of just go out to the bars, get free drinks all day, crack jokes, and it actually took me an entire summer to realize that last summer I was in California, I was in Europe, I was doing skate contests, filming off the hook, and this summer I spent the entire summer at the Westchester University sitting outside drinking with everybody. And that's when I realized that, like, you know, I was feeling really washed up, and I wish that, you know, I almost didn't hear everybody always tell me that I was the man, because it got to my head and it made me not want to do anything rad anymore.
Nice. I love that because I feel like ego is like not your ego, you know? And that's really important for all of us, because I know that each and everybody that suffers with like our diseases, my brother to this day calls me up just out of the blue, I say, hello? He goes, you ain't shit. And he's like, to make sure that like I won't
You ain't shit.
Yeah, because I have to relying on my higher power, because he's the one that has control, not me. And so once you think that you got like arrived or you think you're it or whatever, you're about to get humbled real quick.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're at that time when we're closing it up.
Yeah, we have one more reading.
Yes.
But before we do that, guys, can you give it up for Bam and Dave? Thank you so much, everybody. You're the band.
I think it's Jamie. I think she had our closing out reading.
Jamie.
As we close tonight's Recover Out Loud meeting, let's take a moment to reflect on the courage, honesty, and hope that we've all been shared here. Recovery is not just about overcoming addiction. It's about reclaiming our lives, building meaningful connections, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Tonight, we've taken another step forward on this journey, not alone, but together. Remember, the strength we find in this room doesn't end when we leave. It goes with us into our lives, fueling our determination and reminding us that we are never alone. Recovery is possible, help is available, and hope is alive. Keep sharing your story, keep showing up, keep breathing, keep breaking the stigma. Together, we're a part of something bigger, a movement of change, of resilience, and of love. Thank you for being here tonight. Stay strong, stay connected, and most importantly, keep recovering out loud. Let's circle up for prayer.
All right, let's circle up.
God, grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to love the truth.
Thank you everybody for coming. Really appreciate you guys. Incredible night. Keep coming back.